Let's talk some Southern gospel.
That sounds like a splendid idea to me,
Hmm.
Rob. How
Yeah,
you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good,
Good to
good.
see you and talk to you again.
Yes. It's a shame that the only time we get to see each other face to face is on here, but it seems
Well,
like
we
here
just get to
lately.
see each other some extra times in between in person.
There you go. Well, we have got special concerts that we want to just tell you about right off the bat. Neil, I'm going to hand the reins to you and let you do this one.
I can do it, buddy. Coming to the Fayette Civic Center, Fayette, Alabama. The Champion Brothers are bringing it back. It is being Southern gospel music. And we are having the legendary, world famous Chuck Wagon Gang coming to Fayette, Alabama. Saturday night, March the 7th. We're going to start at 6 p.m. Just like always, it won't cost you anything to get into the concert, free admission. We will give you the opportunity to give. A love offering will be received, but we just want you to come, enjoy, worship through Southern gospel music, and just have a good time. It's a good time to fellowship too, maybe with people you hadn't seen since the last Champion Brothers concert you came to. But please mark it down and be with us. Saturday, March the 7th. Is that, oh my, is that a week from Saturday? I believe it is. It's
Yes,
just
it is
about on us.
almost upon us.
It is. But the legendary Chuck Wagon Gang, and their sound is just like the Chuck Wagon Gang has always been, the ones that are carrying it on now. 90 years they're celebrating in music ministry. So that's incredible.
Now, none of the ones that will be in Fayette were with them 90 years ago, so don't worry about that.
They weren't, that's right. But I'm telling you, the sound it's the same. It's the
Yep.
same sound. And so if you like Chuck Wagon Gang music, you will enjoy coming. March 7th, Saturday night, 6 p.m. at the Fayette Civic Center in Fayette, Alabama.
We are looking so forward to it. And before we get all into it, we always ask you to drop a comment in there if you are stopping by and seeing us. And we'll hope you'd stay around for a while. But even if you just a drive by, drop us a comment in there and just say hey to us. And we would love to hear from you, just like
Mm-hmm.
Brad Shackelford said, evening, boys. And Megan Edgeworth, Songbird 8302, says, good evening, and may you announce a concert that you spoke of last week. Yes, Megan, if you will, just put the information in a comment, and we will make sure to get that on here before too much longer. So, and I'm already getting some text messages from the boys in research and development, or the ladies in research and development. So, duly noted, I did see it, and I'm working on it. So, it's the
Okay.
usual. It's the one you usually get, Neil. So
Oh, okay. I'm
thanks
too
for
loud
checking
and
in.
you're not loud enough.
Yeah, Jason Baines checking in. Howdy, friends. Howdy, Jason. Good to see you. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Do we want to go ahead and mention the other concerts right quick
We
before we
could.
bring in our special guest?
We can. I want to make sure that people know of other events in the same area. So, yes. How
And
about,
while I'm doing the first one, you had mentioned that you had put up a comment, but I don't see it. Hang on just a second. Let me go see if I can see it over here. There it
actually,
is.
I
I see
guess
it.
I didn't,
Okay, now I got it.
I didn't add it
But
in, did I?
1 week, it's in there now.
Okay.
1 week after the Chuckwagon Gang singing at the Fayette Civic Center, look at this. The Dixie Echoes from Pensacola, Florida, are going to be singing at the Belk Community Center, just down the road a piece from Fayette. And that's going to be on Saturday, March 14th at 7 o'clock. Our good buddy Jeff Long is bringing the Dixie Echoes to Belk. So looking forward to that. And then a week after that, the Blackwood brothers are going to be coming to Concord Baptist Church, which is just about 12, 13 miles, kind of southeast. Trying to get my directions right here of Fayette on County Road 35, or known around here as the Cotton Mill Road. And looking forward to that one too. The Blackwood brothers at Concord Baptist on Saturday, March 21st at 6 p.m. So hope you can be at all of those, but especially the one coming up first because that's the one that we're directly involved with. So,
Yeah, but can you just imagine in our little area there in West Alabama, and 3 consecutive Saturday nights, there are 3 legendary groups in gospel music
yeah,
going to
that's
be in the
amazing.
area.
Amazing.
That
Some
is
more
great.
quick howdies. Look at here, Neil. Kim Melvin Foster
Hey,
checks in and
Kim.
says hello from Kim Foster. I
Mm-hmm.
wonder why she's tuning in
That
tonight.
is
Well,
something, isn't it?
yeah, we'll see. Roger Lucas, hey buddy, says
Brother
thanks for
Roger.
promoting the Guardians at Shiloh. Had about 135 in attendance and awesome singing. I
Good
was
deal.
planning on going, Roger, and I woke up on the puny list Sunday. It was just a weird day, but I wanted to be there, and I was there in spirit, and I've enjoyed seeing some of the pictures and clips and all. So appreciate that, and I know y'all had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Bob was there. The youth choir from Shiloh, which always does a fantastic job, sung
Mm-hmm.
too. So, no, that was great. Neil, here's a blast from our past. Cheryl Alexander Graham Cagle.
Oh,
Member says
Cheryl.
hello. Hey, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Good to see
Hello,
you.
Cheryl. Yeah, glad you're watching, listening
Scott
in.
Bolden.
Who?
Scott Bolden. How'd check this out
Scott.
now?
Oh yeah,
He's
Scott
leading
Bowman.
into some breaking news. He's that one now that I was 40 years ago.
Ooh,
I used
their
to be the one
new
in the know.
tenor.
And he says the Dixie Echoes will be sporting their new tenor in Belk.
Scott,
Don't do that. Don't do that to me, Scott.
are you singing
I
tenor
need
that night?
I need some more information. So, and look at here, we was just talking about him. Jeff Long checks
There
in
he
and
is.
says, "Hello, guys. Thanks for
Yep.
announcing the Belk singing. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that one and
Yep.
seeing the Mighty Shell Nuts and company. So, and a new
Indeed.
tenor apparently that I don't know about yet, but we'll
Mm-hmm.
find out.
All right.
So anyway, usually Neil comes up with a great theme for the night. Like last week, we were doing remembering songs off the Kingsman Your Rides on the Way project. And he has been working on something for quite a while. So I'm just going to hand the reins over to you and tell us about our special guest this evening.
I can do that. And I will point out that I am sporting the Memphis Quartet Show hat.
Oh,
So
yay.
in June, Memphis Quartet Show, write it down.
In case Scoot drops in.
Yeah. Yeah, tonight, my brother has been in radio a long time. He really has. And at one time, he did a program, and it was called Champ's Favorites.
Yeah.
And what he really did, now the he is him. I'm talking about him like he's not here. But what he did is he had guests come on there and they told him some of their favorite songs. And he would play those songs and they talk about them and learn why it was some of their favorites and all. I said, man, I got just a guy I want us to get on the Champion Brothers ChampCast, and I want to have a Champ's Favorites episode.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, let's do it. So, without further ado, we're going to bring our guest on. I've been talking about legends and legendary. This man's a legend in the radio world, especially the Southern gospel music radio world.
Yes, sir.
You're going to hear him nice and plain, just like you used to on the radio. I want to welcome the voice of Mr. Ron Foster.
Joy to the world. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, there they are. They're going crazy, Ron.
Oh, I know it. That is the best introduction I have ever had.
Well, let's see.
Yeah,
Now,
That's all right.
I don't know if Kim's going to go back in the closet and watch you on the face bag or not, but we just put your picture up on the screen.
Yeah, that's who we're talking to.
And I tried to get all fancy like they do on the newscast. So we've got on the phone radio legend Ron Foster. So
there you go.
it's like you're with us here in spirit and in the flesh. How in the world are you, my friend?
Man, I'm great, and it's just, man, it's I catch you guys from time to time. I'm flipping through, and then a lot of times I go back and listen after you've already recorded them.
So you're the one.
It's just an honor for me to be on. Yeah, it's an honor for me to be on. And talk about legends. I've been knowing Neal and you a long time, but I knew you before I ever met you because you've been in radio longer than I have. And didn't you work for John Sides at WGTT help him?
I did
He
for
did.
a short time. That was around 1990 or so, I think, somewhere along in there. I don't know.
And that's, I'd always heard, Chris Champion. Then you went to Solid Gospel, and I knew you from there. And and John Side spoke so high of you. And you know, John was a great guy. He's already
yes.
left. Great guy.
Yep.
But man, it is such a great. Now I know a lot of folks, of course, remember you from your days at WZZK. What was it? Almost 25 years there, or a long time anyway.
Well, and, about 19 years.
19,
yeah,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then was that 95.3 The Bear? And I thought this was kind of cool. On my memories yesterday that popped up on Facebook, I think it was 3 years ago. I want to say it was this date, 3 years ago, that I filled in for you for the last time at 95.3 The Bear in Tuscaloosa.
Wow.
Because you had made a post basically saying that you were going to end that show. And I was like, well, I'll be filling in for him one more time, I guess. But I thought that was neat that was the last Sunday in February of 2023 is when that happened. So I thought that was kind of cool that just fell this way. So.
Well, I appreciate it because you know, when you have somebody feeling for you, you want them to do a good job. And I knew and you did, of course, and I appreciate both you guys. You got such a background in gospel music from your singing and being on the air in different stations. You were up in Nashville, weren't you, too?
Yeah, I was up there for a little while, and I always say probably the pride and joy was the short time that I got to work at WSM. I used to say most of the people in Nashville was there to get a record deal. I just wanted to stand behind the podium on Saturday night at 8:30 and read a Martha White commercial.
There you go. And you know what? That's something that was something I always wanted to do that never did. I would love to work in radio in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that'd be so cool. Be so cool.
Well, what Neal was talking about, you know, with I used to do the Champ's Favorite show. So I think you and he had been talking, and you kind of sent him some of your favorite songs that you wanted for us to play tonight. And what I would do when I was doing that show was I'd basically say, okay, well, you picked out this song. Tell us what it is about this one you like. So is it all right, Neal, if we just dive into that?
Let's do it.
Okay. So the first one on the list is the Gaither Vocal Band, Sinner Saved by Grace. Tell us what's special about that song to you, Ron.
Let me tell you what's so special about this.
Can you hear me, Chris? I'm not hearing Ron anymore.
Sure. With that song, Sinner Saved by Grace, it was one of the most awesome songs, man, I've ever heard.
I think we had a bit of a technical difficulty in there. I was trying to mute my microphone, and I think I muted yours instead. But we'll come back and talk a little bit more about that. But let's play that song from the Gaither Vocal Band and Sinner Saved by Grace.
If you could see what I once was, if you could go with me back to where I started from, then I know you would see a miracle of love that took me in its sweet embrace and made me what I am today. Just an old sinner saved by grace. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. When I stood condemned to death, He took my just a sinner saved by How could I boast of anything I've ever seen or done? How could I dare to claim as mine the victories God has won? Where would I be had God not brought me gently to this place? I'm here to say I'm nothing but a sinner saved by grace. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. When I stood condemned to death, He took my place. Now I grow and breathe in freedom. With each breath of life I take, I'm loved and forgiven. Back with the living. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. Now I grow and breathe in freedom. With each breath of life I take, I'm loved and forgiven. Back with the living. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. Saved by grace.
The Gaither Vocal Band and Sinner Saved by Grace here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Our special guest tonight is Ron Foster. Glad to have Ron with us. And man, what a song, Ron. And like I said, I erred a little bit, pushed the wrong button. But talk a little bit more about what you said when they couldn't hear you about why you picked out that song.
You know, the first time I heard that from them, we were at the vocal band came to the BJCC, and it was the first time that I had seen. It just went with hadn't been with him long, Guy Penrod, and I think on there, and you guys can help me here. It was of course Bill Gaither, and Mark Lowry was on the baritone. Was David Phelps doing the tenor on that?
That's
I
right.
thought. And of course Guy on the lead. I just remember that night. It was just so electric. They came out, and Guy had that old trench coat that he used to wear, you know.
Yep.
And man, and they just brought the house down. And you know, that of course, this gospel music, Southern gospel music, known for such great harmonies. But at that time, I think that was some of the best harmony in the nation. You know, when they had that group together.
Absolutely.
Agree.
Ron Foster's our guest tonight, and we're letting him pick the playlist for the most part. Well, more on that in a little bit. But you kind of turned on the Wayback Machine a little bit for the next one that you picked out to the Greens. And we're talking pre Kim Hopper Greens, when she was still Kim Green and singing with her family in a song called When I Knelt, the Blood Fell. Tell us about that one.
You know, of course, as we know, we love harmony. We love the harmony. And in my opinion, at one time, and I don't know which version you probably, like you said, Kim is on this one, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And about, I don't know, about 1989, I think that's around when 87, 88, 89 when that came out. But nevertheless, at one time, I feel like when it was Tim Green and Kim, their sister, and Tony, to me, I think they were one of the top 5 groups in the nation for a while there. Wouldn't you think, Chris? Wouldn't you think that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, they had a succession after Kim left to join the Hoppers after she married Dean, but had Melina Parks and Amy Lambert, and then Tony's wife that came along and proposed to her, Taranda. And but they always had a great female singer in there, as long as the Greens
were y'all there the night that Tony proposed to Taranda?
Yeah.
In QC? Yeah.
I was thinking it was one of the years that we were doing it on Solid Gospel, if I remember right. But
okay, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, in Louisville.
I bet it was.
That?
Yeah. So, but what we did, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was out running my mouth, and somebody said Tony's proposing, and I ran out there. But by the time I got up to the, to the stage part, out to the auditorium, it had already happened. That was when it was in Louisville, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But go ahead, tell what you were.
Well, what we did is Neal sent me the list and said, I'm missing a few. And I was like, well, let's just see. So what we did is we went and found some YouTube clips. And so what we're going to do is something that we don't normally do. We usually just play the audio, but there's a few of these songs that we're actually going to play the video from it. And this is from their 10th anniversary live, I think, when they introduced this song. Mm-hmm. So
I love that.
Let's listen to the Greens and When I Knelt, the Blood Fell. And Kim's going to talk a little bit about it first.
And Tim just wrote a brand new song that talks about the blood. A lot of people say that the blood's a controversial issue. But you see, there's life in the blood, and I want to sing about it tonight. When Jesus Christ was crucified, he was placed in a tomb. But on the 3rd day, he arose. And I believe that he went before the Father, and he took that blood and he said, Lord, this is for everyone that believes upon me. The sacrifice has been made. And I'm thankful now that when I knelt at the feet of Jesus, that very same blood fell upon me. Sin is a captive, it binds and it holds. Satan will try to abolish your soul. There's only one hope for your destiny, and that one hope is found when you're down on your knees.
When I knelt, the blood fell. Sin lost the battle, the Lamb had prevailed. What made all hell tremble rang heaven's bells. When I knelt, the blood fell. Listen to my favorite verse now.
After resurrection, Jesus went to the throne, presented his sacrifice to our God alone. Father, it is finished, he proclaimed as heaven cheered. This blood is for all nations, for their redemption free and clear. When I knelt, the blood fell, but sin lost the battle,
And the Lamb had prevailed. And what made all of hell tremble?
and rang all of heaven's bells.
And when I knelt, the blood fell. What made all hell tremble?
Rang heaven's bells.
When I knelt, the blood fell. Yes, it
When I knelt, the blood fell from the Greens, going back to 1989. It's a favorite of our special guest tonight, Ron Foster. Look at him with it. You know it's Ron because he's going to have a hat on and that red tie. I don't know if y'all sneaked to look at it yet or not, Ron, but you know, you grinning like a mule eating briars, just like you always do. So,
You know, hey, that song. I know Tim wrote that, but man, that's good stuff. And you know, don't we miss Tony Green?
oh yes, absolutely, yes, sir.
That brings back so many memories. And man, I'm enjoying this, guys. Thanks for letting me come on and spend some time with you tonight.
Yeah. Yes, Neil, I see that hand. Oh, wait a minute. I've messed something up here.
Yeah, I raised my hand to talk.
Oh, okay. I saw your mouth move. I thought I'd missed a button or something.
No, I was going to say that me and you've got some history with that song Ron didn't even know about. You remember when me and you and Loretta used to sing that song
Mm-hmm.
back, like not long after it came out?
Yeah.
Ron, Chris, and my wife Loretta and I, we were part of the Bama Boys back then, our family group. Loretta was a female Bama boy, and we we used to sing that song way back in the day. Matter of fact, I remember her singing it the night that Chris, we were at the Hamilton High School auditorium with the Kingsmen and Heaven Bound, and I'm pretty sure Loretta sang that song that night. If
Yep.
I'm not
I
mistaken.
think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, just had to throw that little hook in there.
Hey, Bad Boys. Let me ask you this: that's the group that your dad is that the group your dad was in too?
Yeah.
Right. He started the Bama Boys basically so me and Chris could sing because before that,
Sure.
Dad sang in a male quartet and Chris played drums and I played bass. And he saw us having interest to sing too, so he left that group and formed the Bama Boys so me and Chris could sing. So
I love that. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Well, Ron,
Well-
stay with us for a minute. We're gonna take a break and pay some bills. Does that sound familiar to
I
you?
hear you, man. I know about that. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
hang with us while we take a break, and we'll be back and more of Ron Foster and Champ's favorites here in just a minute. But we want to tell you about a special concert that's coming up real soon, as in a week from this Saturday night at the Fayette Civic Center in Fayette, Alabama. Would you look there? The Chuck Wagon Gang is coming to Fayette, Alabama. I'm sure they've probably been here before, but it's been a long time, as best I recall. I'll put it that way. I'm not aware that they have been here anytime in the recent memory anyway. But we are so excited that the Chuck Wagon Gang is coming to Fayette, Alabama on Saturday, March 7th at 6 p.m. The doors open at 5, and you can come on in and get your seat. Won't cost you a thing to come in. We're not selling tickets. We're not taking tickets up at the door. Just come on to the Civic Center and enjoy a night of some fabulous, classic Southern gospel music from the Chuck Wagon Gang. Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends will sing a few at the beginning, and then most of the night's going to be the Chuck Wagon Gang. Looking so forward to it and hoping that you will be there as well. So, and we need to catch up on some comments too, Neal, while I'm thinking about it. Let me see here. Roger Lucas told us that the Mark Trammell Quartet will be in Moundville this Saturday at 4 p.m. at the Don Wallace Farm. At least I'm hoping it's this Saturday, because if it's next Saturday, I ain't going to talk about it no more, because I don't want y'all to see Mark Trammell and Chuck Wagon's ain't going to be here. But if it is this Saturday, just, go ahead and tell Mark I said hey. That's going to be at 4 p.m. at the Don Wallace Farm just south of Moundville, so we'll see about that. Brad Shackelford sometimes can be a thorn in my side, Neal. Did you know that?
I did not.
I want you to look at this comment that boy made. He said he thinks that we have to be kin somehow, that Ron Foster looks like a slightly old version of Chris. I think he insulted all three of us with one fell comment right there.
He may have.
I'm kidding, Brad.
Oh, my.
Kidding. Kidding. Don't come at me with that stuff. Anyway. Let's see here. Johnny Webb says, good evening, guys. Good to see you. And our buddy Rodney Holman checked in and says, hey, guys. And let's see here.
Rodney?
Look at here. Billy Shaw checking in with us. Says, Bama Boys is the good old days. You got that right.
For sure.
I just wish we'd have known it was the good old days when it was the good old days. But
Indeed.
I don't know, am I hitting that, or you? I keep trying to hide it and it keeps popping back up.
We're just standing on it, I reckon.
I don't know. There we go.
That's
I
all
think that got it. But anyway, so we wanted to catch you up on those things.
How about we share just a little bit of that Chuck Wagon Gang sound with them?
Yeah,
this was not one of Ron's favorites, Champ's favorites, Ron's favorites, but I want you to hear a little preview of what you might get to hear if you'll come next Saturday night, a week from Saturday night, March 7th. Chuck Wagon Gang. This is off. I believe this is their latest project. It was one they released last year, called "Made to Live Forever," and that's the song let's share with them. "Made to Live Forever."
Created in His likeness in the garden long ago, God made man to live with Him in paradise. Ever sinless, ever holy, through the ages we live on. They're sustained forever by the tree of life. But since the fall of Adam, we have all been born to die. That's when death became the wages of our sin. But God's grace prevailed, the blood was shed, and Jesus paid the price. On the cross we found eternal life again. We've been made to live forever, where the soul will never die. We've been made to live in heaven, in a body glorified. We've been made a new creation, and it's all because of Him. We've been made to live forever once again. When I look into the mirror, I can see what time has done. This old house of flesh gets older every day. But soon I'll have a brand new body that will be forever young. That sickness, pain, and death can't take away. We've been made to live forever, where the soul will never die. We've been made to live in heaven, in a body glorified. We've been made a new creation, and it's all because of Him. We've been made to live made to live forever, where the soul will never die. We've been made to live in heaven in a body glorified. We've been made a new creation, and it's all because of Him. We've been made to live forever once again. We've been made to live forever once again.
How about that? The Chuck Wagon Gang and Made to Live Forever here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. And the Chuck Wagon Gang is coming to the Fayette Civic Center 1 week from this Saturday. That'll be Saturday, March 7th at 6 p.m. And we want to see you there. Don't cost you anything to get in, free admission. Just come on and have a great time with us. We will give you an opportunity to contribute so we can keep these things going. But come on out. We are expecting probably the biggest crowd we've had yet. I'm just putting that out there.
There you go.
I think Vestal used to call that putting out a fleece. I'm putting out a fleece. We're going to have the biggest crowd we've had. So y'all come on to the Civic Center. And Josh Gardner, who is the tenor singer technically with the Chuck Wagon Gang, because they have alto, soprano, tenor, and bass. And he is going to be our special guest next week. We'll be on Wednesday night next week at about 6:30. So buckle up. That's all I can tell you. You think me and Neal's, do some weird stuff sometimes. Josh Gardner's a whole different story. I'm just going to tell you that. So it'll be fun, though. I can guarantee you that.
He will.
So looking forward to that. Ron was asking me before we came on about the Chuck Wagon Gang and who it was, but you got Shay Smith that sings alto now, the granddaughter of Anna Carter Gordon Davis that sung alto for the Chuck Wagon Gang and from pretty much the get-go and for a long time anyway. And then you got Melissa Kemper singing soprano. As I mentioned, Josh Gardner sings tenor. And I think I'm right on this. Nick Poe is playing the guitar and singing bass. And I think they got Roger Newman playing the upright bass now, if memory serves. So
There
am
you
I right
go.
on that, Neal?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So looking so forward to seeing the Chuck Wagon Gang a week from Saturday, March 7th at 6 p.m. at the Fayette Civic Center. So there we go.
Yeah. Back when I was, driving my Gremlin,
Oh,
remember
yeah.
my AMC, my 1976 AMC bicentennial model Gremlin that had
Car that you taught me to drive in.
yeah, that's right. 3-speed on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a cassette player, a
Mhm.
cassette player. And I was excited when Ron mentioned this next song that was one of his favorites because that's one of the cassettes that I just completely wore out back in the day.
And if you're
This
just
very
joining
album.
us, our special guest, we got to do a reset right quick.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, that's
we're
right.
coming back from the break. But look at here, Ron Foster, radio legend indeed, is back with us. So Ron, Neal was talking about the next song, so keep going. You are still there, aren't you, Ron?
Yeah, I'm here. Before we go to that song, can we got time for me to just? I wanted the Chuck Wagon Gang.
Yeah.
Josh Garner. You talk about legends, man. What a great voice and a singer. You know what?
I don't know if I'll tell
I
him
do.
that you said that, but okay.
let me ask you this too. And let me say this. I just want to say thanks to you guys for promoting this great music. And if someone promoting is not an easy thing to do, and it's hard. And but you guys love it. It's a labor of love. And I hope people will go out and support you. And let me ask you this. I've just now learned how to put like the address. You said it's at the Fayetteville Civic Center, right?
Fayette
That's what's gonna
Civic
be.
Center, yeah,
Yeah,
Noville.
Fayette, okay, Fayette. Fayetteville's in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Fayette Civic Center. Okay, if somebody like my dad, he's 84, but still gets around, drives, and he doesn't know how to put the thing in his phone, how would he, from Birmingham, how would you get to Fayette Civic Center?
You want it, Neal, or you want me to take it?
You go ahead. It's your hometown right now.
The easiest way, now, this to me is the easiest way, is to take 65 north out of Birmingham and then get on I-22 and go all the way to exit 39, which is now labeled as the Haleyville-Tuscaloosa exit. Then you'll take Highway 13 south until it intersects with Highway 102. Take a right on Highway 102, go all the way to the end of that, turn left on Highway 43, and that will take you into Fayette and into downtown Fayette, and you will see the sign for the Fayette Civic Center and turn right there by the sign. So that's the easiest old school way of telling you now in this day and age. If you wanted to enter in the address into a GPS or whatever, the address is 534 Temple Avenue North in Fayette. So I hope that answered your question and didn't confuse you more.
No, it did. It did. That's what that's the old cornbread English way of telling it, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
And as we used to get directions sometimes now, you're going to pass a store on the right. Now, not that one, but the next one that you do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what's the next song that we got coming out?
Yeah, the next one is one I was saying earlier that this is one of the cassette tapes that I wore out in my car way back in the day, and that was the Live and Alive album by the Singing Americans back in the actually about mid 80s, I think. You said one of your favorite songs was from that album, I Bowed on My Knees and Cried Holy.
Oh my Lord, yes.
Tell us about it.
I've always said that was one of my probably top 3 albums of all time that I've enjoyed.
Yes, let me. I thought you were going to play, but let me tell you, man. This song, you remember? You're our friend Wayne Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was even in radio, but Kim and I were dating, my wife, and I used to call and ask Wayne to play that. We would listen to, we'd flip back and forth from country music to Southern gospel at night because Wayne Wallace was, I think, like 6 to 10, wasn't he, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yep.
On WDJC.
Yep.
And Wayne would play that, and Kim and I would sit in the car. And that's the first time I ever heard of is Michael English, back in that day. And that was when he just got started with him. Boy, that was what a song. What a great song. Powerful.
Let's listen to it. Singing Americans, and I bowed on my knees and cried holy.
enter the gates of that city, my loved ones all knew me well. They took me down the streets of heaven, overseas, too many to tell. So Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac, Mark and Timothy. But I said, I want to see Jesus, the one who died for me. I bowed on my knees and cried, holy, I clapped my hands and sang, glory. Listen now. Glory, so much glory.
And I bowed on my knees and cried holy. It's one of Ron Foster's favorites and one of probably both of our favorites too, if I had to guess, Neil. So, man, what a song.
Indeed.
Ron Foster is our special guest tonight. And boy, Ron, you said you'd watch some of this before. Usually at least once we'll play a song and I'll say, are there any questions?
Yes, absolutely.
And that's a
But
good
Chris,
one. That's a good one. That's a good one for the "Are There Any Questions" songs, because it doesn't get any better than that.
that's what I love about Southern gospel music is you just said it. It gets to the point.
Yep, absolutely.
The music does. Hey, let me ask you guys. I know, was it Rick Strickland singing the tenor with them then?
Yeah,
It was.
that was Dwayne Burke singing bass, Ed Hill singing baritone, Mike English singing lead, and Rick Strickland singing tenor.
Chris, I knew you would know that. Thank you.
Now, don't ask me about anybody that's singing today, because I ain't got a clue. But 30 or 40 years ago, I can usually get pretty close. So.
Hey,
There you go, man. Oh man, I tell you, man. As I said, Kim and I, we were dating, and I remember I'd always tell her she'd tell me, she'd say, "All right, Ron." I said, "They're gonna play the song. Wayne's playing it." She said, "All right, I tell you what. If you can sing that high part, and I can't sing that good, if you can sing that high part, and get it right on with Michael English, I'll give you a goodnight kiss." So it was a long time for her, but a goodnight kiss.
oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding, guys. Have some fun.
That's a good one right there.
Wait a
That's
minute.
a
Wait a
good
minute. Here, let's see. Let me
Yeah.
find it. Let me find it. Oh shoot! I about lost the moment.
Oh man.
But I had a good road hog here. I have to put on my spectacular so I can see it. Yeah, there you go. So he had to wait a long time before he got a good night kiss.
Here,
I finally, I tell you what I did. I finally learned how to do a little falsetto and got me a good night kiss.
Okay. I hear you. Oh,
And
my
again,
goodness.
he says,
here, here.
My goodness.
Here, you don't say that on the radio.
Well, I can tell by the songs you selected, Ron, that you like to use some 1980s Southern gospel.
I do.
That's a couple
Man,
of them, and I think we got another one coming up here, hadn't we, Chris? Another one from the 80s.
And this is one that we did the video for. We're going to show it to you as well as play it for you. So.
Yeah. How did it get any better than the Gold City Quartet with from 1980? Let's see, 87, I believe. Moving Up album, When He Reached Down His Hand for Me.
Let's listen to it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, play it.
So several of you have asked if I'd sing it for you tonight. But as I sing it, I want you to think back and just look where he's brought you from, how your life has changed since you surrendered your heart and life to Jesus. Listen to a beautiful old song called When He Reached Down His Hand for Me. Once my soul was astray from the heavenly way. I was wretched and as vile as could be. Then the Savior in love gave me peace from above when He reached down His hand for me. Now my soul does rejoice since I made Him my choice. In the tempest to Him I then flee, there to lean on His arm, safe, secure from all harm, since He reached down His hand for me. When the Savior reached down for me, He had to reach way down for me. I was lost and undone, without God or His Son, when He reached down His hand for me. When the Savior reached down for me, reached way down for me. Lost and undone, without God or His Son, reached down His hand for me.
That's Gold City, and When He Reached Down His Hand for Me, here on the Champion Brothers broadcast with our special guest, Ron Foster, radio legend indeed. And Ron, that was another fantabulous one. Tell us why you picked that one. What's special about that song to you?
Well, like Neal was saying, I just love a lot of great 80s songs, and that song's we used to sing that at the little country church that I grew up in, and my dad was the pastor. And we sing that out of the old, not a red book, it was the old green book, Select Church Songs book. Anyway, great song, and I love Tim Riley. And let me ask you this. do you guys, how's, is he doing good? I hadn't heard since I'm not out in there like I was, in radio now. Is he doing okay?
I haven't heard in quite some time, but have you, Neil?
I have not. I mean, he was in pretty bad health last time I heard Daniel speak of him, but he was still had his sense of humor and was still giving advice to the guys and that kind of thing. But
What a
he was
great man,
holding on, I
legend,
would
and
say. Yes.
yeah, Danny. I want to say this, and I know when that song came out, Danny was in diapers probably, but I want to say this: Danny's doing a fabulous job of carrying on the Gold City tradition. You guys agree, don't you?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, that is the epitome of just keeping on, keeping on. So
It is.
and it's
And,
finally paying off for them.
Tim Riley and George Yance, to me, there's just some of the greatest bass singers ever, and they're just right there together, in my opinion, of tops. And man, love Tim's voice. Just makes you just feel at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Ron, we need to take another break because we're going to remind some folks of some singings coming up right here. Can you still stay with us? Are you in a hurry?
I'm with you, man. No,
All right.
I'm with you, man. I'm here.
All right. We'll be back with more Ron Foster right after these messages. I've always wanted to do something like that.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
And Neil kind of went haywire on us there on the video, but we'll get that back. But I was going to say it's your turn to tell, but is your audio here or are you gone too?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
Is it not?
Well, your video is kind of going in and out on us on our end, but I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Out, in.
No, I'm just talking about it's like digitized, not in focus, et cetera, et
Uh-oh.
cetera.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe some intro net troubles.
So while we're working on that, I will tell you about coming up a week from Saturday night at 6 o'clock at the Fayette Civic Center. The Chuck Wagon Gang are coming to be our special guest. Like I said, we'll start at 6 o'clock. We'll open doors at 5, and you can come on in and get you a seat. I'm claiming this. You're gonna have to look for a seat if you get there close to 6 o'clock. I'm claiming that right now. So
I hear you.
y'all come on and get you a good seat for the Chuck Wagon Gang. We'll open it up with Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends singing a few, and then the majority of the night it'll be ba-da-da-da-da-da. They'll ring out an E flat or something like that on a guitar, and then they'll light into it. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Absolutely.
Good ain't the word for it. But y'all come on. Don't cost you anything to enter. We will give you an opportunity to help us keep doing this, and we would appreciate all the help we can get in that department. Just to be just real honest with you. So, but come and enjoy the Chuck Wagon Gang at the Fayette Civic Center. And we'll also tell you about a couple more singings that's coming up. Let me back up and go to my comments. Roger never did say anything. I don't know if he was still with us or not. But Roger Lucas said that the Mark Trammell Quartet is going to be in Moundville Saturday at 4 p.m. I'm assuming that means this Saturday. If I get any other conflicting information, I will let you know. But it says Saturday at 4 p.m. at Don Wallace Farm, just south of Moundville. So if y'all are down that way, go see the Mark Trammell Quartet this Saturday. Then a week from Saturday is our singing with the Chuck Wagon Gang. A week after that, the Dixie Echoes will be at the Belk Community Center, just down the road here from Fayette, between Fayette and Kennedy. And that's going to be on Saturday, March 14th at 7 o'clock. Our buddy Jeff Long is bringing the Dixie Echoes to Belk, and that's a great facility there. And just come and get a great thing. As far as I know, it's come on and don't cost you anything to get into that one. They'll take up an offering, I'm sure, but come see the Dixie Echoes. Scoot's doing some fantabulous bass singing these days. You need to hear that. That's worth going to hear Scoot just sing bass to see that. So that's going to be on March 14th, which is 2 weeks from this Saturday night. And then the week after that, March 21st, the Blackwood Brothers are going to be in concert at Concord Baptist Church, just down around the Cotton Mill Road in Fayette, about 12 or 13 miles. That's going to be on Saturday, March 21st at 6 p.m. So it's just hard to believe the Champion Brothers have finally brought it back, Neal. I'm
you go.
claiming that too.
It's
Because
coming.
we started having that singing, because we had the Guardians in Gordo last week. And it's unbelievable to me that 4 out of 5 weeks in a row, a big group has come to the general Fayette area. Let's put it
That's
that
right.
way.
That's right.
And that excites me a lot. So,
Indeed.
and if y'all will go to these singings, then they'll keep having them. I promise you. Because when the word spreads that Fayette's a good place to go, they'll want to keep coming back. And we've already seen some of that from some of the ones that we've done. That some of those groups have already called and said, well, we won't come back.
That's right. Sure have. Sure have.
Sometimes we do let them come back. Sometimes we say, well, it's not a no, it's just a not right now. So just be patient with us. So
Yeah.
Our guest this evening is Ron Foster. And to be honest, we were talking about this earlier, Ron. Let's see. I think he's back with us now. That's like I didn't see.
I'm here.
I didn't see his picture on the screen. I was like, wait, I'm responsible for that. So let me put his picture on the screen. But Neal knew you for quite a while before I did.
Yeah.
And I remember Neal asking me, "Have you ever heard of this Ron Foster guy?" And I was like, "Well, no," because that was, I think you started it was like in the late '90s, wasn't it? Or mid '90s, somewhere. 97.
97.
Okay.
97.
Yeah.
That was during the time that I was in Nashville. I was there from 92 to 02. And so, usually if I came home for the weekend, I would come, what are you doing, Neal?
Keep talking. I'm just raising my hand for in a minute. Keep talking.
Go.
No.
You go. Don't, you just over there pointing. I was like, what did I do? Talk.
I just wanted to say something about Ron being at WGTT. I lived when me and Loretta first married. Well, we lived in an apartment for a short time, and then our first house was about a mile from the studios of WGTT. Yeah. We lived right there in that area, and of course, it was great having gospel music right there, right around the corner, over the air all the time. And so I listened to Ron a bunch before I ever got up enough gumption just to go over there and bust up in that building and find somebody. And I don't know if Ron remembers this day or not, but I clearly do. I walked in there one day, like he said, it was the late 90s, probably 98, 99 was when I walked in there. And our group, Chosen Witness, had just, recorded a CD. And I walked in there with it, and I didn't even really know if he ever played many local groups, but I just introduced myself and met him. His son, Austin, couldn't even reach up to the counter hardly. He was a little toddler running around there. And I introduced myself, and I said, hey, I got you. I live just around the corner from here, right here in Alabaster, and my group just recorded this CD. And there's one song on it we actually released to radio, but I just wondered if you might want to play it sometime. I'm just going to leave this with you. If you don't want to play it, that's fine, but I just want to leave the CD with you and let you hear it and just see what you think, And and then I walked out, and believe it or not, a few days later, I heard Ron play it. I thought, wow. Ron, do you remember that day I come busting up in there?
I do. And you know what? Something that, and Chris will relate to this, something as a DJ that I like about the way you did that. You didn't come in there and say, you need to play this. You said, hey, man, I'm going to leave this with you. If you want to play it. And that right there is, Chris, you agree?
Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking, do I say what's on my mind right now or not? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But go ahead.
We hear a lot of stuff. We heard a lot of stuff back in the day.
You got that right.
And hey, you know what? Wayne Wallace and I used to compare letters when I was at ZDK. We'd compare people that got sent us bad, dirty letters.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Wow.
It takes all kinds, don't it?
It does.
Man.
Well, we didn't give you I don't know if Neal told you or not about, that we were bringing the Chuck Wagon Gang, and we're playing some songs that Ron had told us were some of his favorites, and I kind of got out of order a little bit, but I want to play another Chuck Wagon Gang song, and I want to ask you, because this one was on the radio not too awfully long ago, and it's one of my especially current Chuck Wagon Gang favorites, so it falls under the category of Champ's favorites because it's one of my Chuck Wagon Gang favorites, but the record book by the Chuck Wagon Gang. Do you like that song? Do you remember playing that song? Is there anything you want to say about that? I won't play it next.
I want to hear it. I can't remember it, but let me say this: Chuck Wagon Gang is just always. They're kind of like. I hope I don't get in trouble saying this. They're kind of like Alabama football. They're just always there. I mean, they're always going to be there.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And in gospel music, if you compare it to that, and they're just. And like I said, Josh Garner, he's a legend. He's a powerhouse voice. I love his voice. So I'm looking forward to hearing him.
Let's listen to the Chuck Wagon Gang from, what was it, Neal? 2021.
Yes.
Sing The Record Book.
To be well known of men, I may not ever be. I'm sure my name will not go down in history. There'll be no marble plaques to tell of my good deeds, nor any great parades to honor me. But there's a record book my name is written in. It was recorded there when I was born again. No one can blot it out. It's sealed forevermore. It's in that book of life kept by the Lord. For every deed I do, for every word I say, there is a record kept until the judgment day. My name will not be lost, misplaced, or overlooked, for it's kept safely in God's record book. But there's a record book my name is written in. It was recorded there when I was born again. No one can blot it out. It's sealed forevermore. It's in that book of life kept by the Lord. But there's a record book my name is written in. It was recorded there when I was born again. No one can blot it out. It's sealed forevermore. It's in that book of life kept by the Lord.
The Chuck Wagon Gang and the record book. As Mike Snyder of the Grand Ole Opry used to say, that's stronger than a garlic milkshake right there, buddy. That is some mighty fine stuff. You remember that song now that we played it, Ron?
Hey, I played that song. That is an awesome. Yes. Oh man, I love that. Wow.
That is good. And that's we were talking earlier about that it was 3 years ago today that I filled in for you for the last time over in Tuscaloosa when you decided to end that show. And that was probably some of the most fun I ever had playing gospel music on the radio because I didn't have anybody telling me what to play. I mean, most of the
There you
time,
go.
every
Yeah.
other time I would go, except for when I first started, it was like that. I would carry my little box of records in and play that. But once I got into real world radio, it was always, okay, here's what you play. You don't go off of the format and all this kind of stuff. But I loaded up about, I think it was 90 something songs onto my iPad. And you had some stuff there that I was able to access. And I just sat there and played what I wanted to play. And I just had a big
I love
time,
it.
and I loved it. So, thank you for giving me that opportunity. I wish it was still going on, but I understand why it's not. But that was just a little God wink or blessing or whatever you want to call it when I got to go over there and do that for a while. Now, getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go over there, didn't like that. Still don't like it. But what I got to do while I was there was absolutely the time of my life. So.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that, and because you did a great job. People would tell me, that say, "Hey, man, he's doing great." I said, "Well, he's I mean, we're kind of like I knew you liked about the same music I like, and I knew you'd do a great job, and you're fabulous on the air." People. I've had a lot of people ask me about my retirement. Why, and I'll be honest with you. I was when ZZK ended the show after 19 years, I was very upset. I was very bothered. But I look back now, and I've got a few health issues, and sometimes God puts a speed bump in the road, and that's really what happened. But I want to tell you guys, being with you guys tonight, this has been just, man, I've enjoyed this. This is so much fun.
Well, good.
Glad to hear it.
Mission accomplished. So let's update the folks. I mean, you've talked around it, but what's a day in the life of Ron Foster like these days?
Well, honeydews, and I am totally retired now, and I plant shrubbery and what I can, and I just around the house, I just do stuff and whatever I can do,
Yeah.
And I'm a go-getter. I take Kim to work, and then I go get her.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. And she's still working.
Yeah.
She's still working. She's a paralegal.
Yeah.
And, be honest with you guys, I have one of the reasons I needed to retire. I have a neuropathy real bad from my diabetes, and I have problems with my feet. And by me being retired, I didn't want to lose a foot. Mm. And so I'm able to take care of that. I keep all my doctor's appointments, and I miss working. I really do. I work all my life. It's all I know. And but that's what I do. That's what I do, man. And then listen to gospel music when I can.
Yeah. Well, we got one more song that we're gonna play tonight because we got a preaching program that comes on at 7:50. No,
that's a flashback. That's a flashback.
Ron would understand that, though.
Do you do obituaries?
No. I do on the show that I do every morning now. Yes, I do that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I do a little 30-minute show every morning here on the local station. And yep, that's the last thing I do before I play the Tennessee Pride theme song and head out is play the obituaries.
So. Those were, and ZZK, of course, you wouldn't do that there, but at Small Market down there at Alabaster, man, I mean, we had brought to you by a charter funeral home to do the, and when and Chris and Neal too, you'll know this, if you don't pronounce their name correctly, you're going to get in trouble by the people that, their families are going to call you and let you know.
When you're doing obituaries or when you're doing public address announcing for the babies that's playing T-ball at the ballpark. That's the two worst times that you can get. The worst trouble you can get in is mispronouncing a baby or a dead person's name. So.
Absolutely. That's so funny. Funny. I love it.
So the last song we were going to play, it's one of those that we went back and pulled an old video from Heaven Bound.
Oh.
You know which one I'm talking about? Tell us about it. Why you like it.
Canaan Land, just in time. You know, that's one of, I think I met Jeff. It was after I got in the radio in the 90s. Man, I was so sad. He's one of the, in my opinion, Jeff Gibson is one of the best songwriters. And I was so sad when the horse fell on him and he had and I think I see him on Facebook. Have y'all ever had him on your show?
We haven't, but I'm like you. I've seen him on Facebook from time to time.
Yeah, and he's just a great songwriter. And this song, and this is one of many songs that he's written. But I remember when I booked Heaven Bound a couple times. You know, you guys remember back in, was it the 90s that they were such high energy groups?
Mm-hmm.
80s and into the 90s.
Yeah. Late 80s into the 90s. Yep.
Yeah, and I loved him, love him. Know what he's about. He's a true born again believer, and buddy, he flat can write some songs. I miss him on the road, but hey, this is a great song that you're about to play. Canaan Land, just inside.
You gonna do that song? Was voted the #1 song in 1982 by the subscribers to the Singing News. Canaan Land is just inside. Moses led God's children 40 years. He led them through the cold and through the night. Oh, they said, let's turn back. Moses said, keep going.
Land is just inside. It's one of Ron Foster's favorites and one of a whole lot of folks' favorites from over the years. And that was one of those songs that went to number one and stayed there for a long time, if I remember right.
Yes, it did. And wow, man, remember the old days when we used to vote for the best groups? I think they're for the Singing News. You know, I'm sure you voted on that. Yeah, those are the fun days, man. And man, it's just awesome, man. And I just as Neal pointed out, I love all the music. You know, all of the new, the old, but man, there's just something about those 80s and 90s. There's just special music there. You guys agree?
Yep, absolutely.
Indeed.
Well, Ron, I can't tell you enough how much of a joy it has been to have you join us tonight. So,
well, same here. I've enjoyed it. I'm gonna get my camera fixed on this computer to find out what's going on with that. And I can maybe next time we do this, if you let me come on again, because I've had such a great time. Maybe you let me come on again and we'll do it through the camera, and I'll be on my picture, with y'all.
Well, Neal's the executive producer, but if I get a vote, I say, yeah, come on anytime you want to. So.
It's unanimous. It's unanimous.
Oh, you guys are great, man. I want to say this. Can I say before I go? You guys promoting gospel music, I want to think. I'm going to say something that if I'm out of line, you say, Ron, you said that, but I'm going to say this. If someone maybe promoting is tough. I promoted gospel music for 12 years, and it's tough. If someone, an older person and or a younger person, and you want to help, like pay for the auditorium, I'm sure you guys, because you do receive an offering that night. And I'm just saying, somebody, a lot of people say, I want to get involved in gospel music. How can I do it? I can't sing. They could financially, man. Sponsorship is big time, and I'm sure you guys would. You have to pay out a lot of money, and sometimes, and and I'm sure you agree with me.
Oh yeah, yeah. We definitely would. Somebody wanted to step in and help us bring it back to that area. We'd be all ears and be welcome for you to come and partner up with us and help bring this music back. Yes.
Yeah, and sponsors are, and y'all know that sponsors are so important. And I just want to thank you again for letting me come on tonight and share with you this time. I love both you guys. You just, I don't know, I'm not your brother, and you guys are, I know you guys are close, but we're brothers in Christ. And I appreciate you guys for what you do and what you continue to do.
Amen.
In this music.
Appreciate
Yes,
you, Ron.
sir.
Sure do.
But man, thank you so much. And yeah, you'll be back with us. I don't know when, don't know where, but we'll get it worked out. And if I need to drive to beautiful Columbiana, Alabama, and help you with it, I'll be happy to. So,
well, we may have to, but thank you so much. And I guess I'll just slip out of here. And thank you for letting me be with you tonight. And I love everybody out there. I miss talking to so many folks. It's just great to be with you, and I love you guys. And take care, okay?
Thank you, Ron.
Right.
Ron Foster joining us tonight here on the Champion Brothers broadcast, and he's a dandy, that's for sure.
Indeed. Glad that worked out for Ron to be with us, even if it was a bona fide radio interview.
Yep. I was looking to see. Yeah, he hung up. So that may be the longest phone call I've ever had on this phone. I don't know.
There you go.
But it was a good one. Promise
Hey, Mama, we're still here. It's grown a little long tonight, but I'm glad you're watching, Mama.
Yes,
always say hi, Mama.
So, Chuckwagon Gang, week from Saturday night and next Wednesday night. What is that? The 4th day of March. We will be back, and Josh Garner of the Chuckwagon Gang is scheduled to be with us.
Yep.
So we are looking forward to that. So anything else you need to tell?
No, I think that's it. Yeah, just remember the Chuckwagon Gang coming to Fayette, and appreciate everybody that that dropped in live, everybody that's going to watch it after the fact. And we really appreciate you if you come and support these singings. We bring them back to the area.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for joining us. We'll see you next Wednesday night, 6:30 Central Time. Until then, we love you and we appreciate you. Good night, everybody.